Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything entertainment. And boy, do we have a doozy today.
And everybody already knows what we're going to talk about. Especially if you're in the United States, you're going to know.
Yes. We are today talking about the Netflix show, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. O to the M. To the MFNG.
I really have never known a black man to have power like this until Diddy.
Yeah, but I wonder now, and I know y'all are just going to be like, what? But Jay-Z might have that power. I think Jay-Z has that power.
Oh, yeah, Jay-Z, yeah, but to...
Diddy had it first.
Yeah, and but we don't know anything about Jay-Z to know if he was a destructible person.
I don't know, and I mean, I think Jay-Z pays his bills.
Yeah.
He's like a Lannister.
Yeah.
He pays his debts.
Yeah, he pays his debts.
Lannisters always pay their debts from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's very true. So we don't know anything about Jay-Z. His documentary hasn't come out about his life yet.
No, it hasn't come out.
50 Cent haven't made one about his life.
No, I don't think 50's got any beef with him. And one thing I will say is the two people in life you don't want to have beef with is 50 Cent and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, that's it.
Do not.
And the crazy thing is they're both first of all, they use their pen and their tongue to get back at you. And but the thing is, they get paid to write music. Mm-hmm. They get paid to use their brain to cut people down with a diss track.
Yep.
Or to big themselves up. Mm-hmm. This is what they get paid to do. And you want to pick on this person? Yeah. You want to poke the bear until the bear is finally like, okay, you know what? Now I really got to do it. I was trying to be nice. Now I really got to do it.
Well, and the thing is, okay, so for those of y'all who are like, where are they going? Where have they even started? Okay, so this particular documentary, just to give some context, is about Diddy. And it starts with him realizing that he, I guess, is going to get arrested and that all this stuff is coming and RICO charges and sex trafficking and all these different things are coming up, and him on the phone with his lawyers.
Yeah, he's freaking out.
He's freaking out, but he also paid a videographer to record every conversation, things with lawyers, just the process, him at the park before he gets arrested.
Riding the bike.
Him riding the bike in the city. Him talking to the people.
Him going to Harlem. And they was like, yeah, you only want to go to Harlem when you need your black people around you.
It's so much. And so what ends up happening is that 50 Cent and somebody who is the executive producer, I forgot what that woman's name is.
Oh yeah, she's a renowned documentarian.
Yes, and so he did his research, found somebody who knows what they know for sure, and is doing this, and I would say meticulously, to the point that there is not one. There's not even accusations. 50's not in it, first of all, but there's no accusations. There's no anything. It's people's individual stories that paint the picture of their experiences or other people's experiences of dealing with Diddy. Yes. Now, or Puffy, or Puff Daddy, or Love, or whatever the 55,000 names are that he has had. So based on that, the interesting thing is that the documentary covers former people who were on his record label. It has people in there who were other artists. Yeah. It has his former partner with Bad Boy Records.
Everybody in here is in the music industry from the 80s on up to now.
Right. Yeah. It has. I mean, Eric Sherman, for example, is
Eric
in
Sermon.
Sherman.
Sherman. Yeah.
I thought it was Sherman all this time.
I swear it's Eric Sherman.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Well,
you should know this is your era.
That's why I thought that's what it was. But anyway. And so let's see what else. But yeah, so long story short, what I was getting ready to refer to regarding 50 is that he says that a long time ago, before he was famous, that Diddy offered. Eric Sermon. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I thought it was Sherman. Okay.
EPMD.
I knew EPMD. Yeah. I knew it was Eric, but yeah, I didn't even know he spelled Eric like that. So there you go.
Yeah.
I wasn't really a huge fan of that. I mean, like maybe 2 songs.
Is it the Lisp?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. So with
50 Cent getting this footage.
He back in the day before he was famous, he met Diddy, and Diddy offered to take him shopping. And I don't even know if this was before he was famous or not. He was not. He wasn't the 50 weed. He was. No, he wasn't like making money. He was. I mean, he wasn't like, that 50.
Yeah, it was like his first album. His first album.
Maybe
in the club. In the club.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. So, but he wasn't anybody at the stature of Diddy. Let's just call it that way. So then it became him asking him that, and really 50 was pretty offended and was like, why would a grown man take another grown man shopping? And that incident has created trolling, has created this documentary, has like just any and everything. He has been meticulously for years gathering dirt and information on Diddy because of
you know what? I feel like
vitriol and hate. And
I feel like 50 Cent probably has no like nothing, no skeletons in his closet.
He can't.
Because of the fact that he does this. And he's just like, I know I put all my stuff out there all the time.
He's like, look.
Because he is the most pettiest person. He is petty LaBelle, okay? And this is the reason why I say this. Ja Rule had a concert. And what did he do? He bought the tickets for the floor and the first section. So now Ja Rule has to perform to the people in the nosebleed section.
Yeah. Yeah,
that is hilarious to me. It's like, look, bro,
like,
you think like
how much? Yeah,
because you want to feed off of the energy, but you can't feed off of the energy that's 300 feet away. Oh man, that has got. It's just granted, Ja Rule got his money, but still, like.
Yeah, he didn't even care about that.
It's like I don't care if he gets paid for it. Like I'll give him money, but just the fact that this is going to get under his skin and bother him for the rest of his life, and he can't get me back because I'm so much bigger than him.
Exactly. And so the documentary covers like really Diddy's whole life, from him growing up in Harlem, him and his former Bad Boys partner Kirk, kind of, growing up together, knowing each other their whole lives. And you might say, I don't know what Kirk, I'm not familiar with Kirk. I didn't know Diddy had a partner with Bad Boys. Well, there's a reason why. Yeah.
And this is Kirk Burroughs. Now, he was one of the founders of Bad Boy. He was not the face. Diddy was the face.
Yeah, definitely. He was the books.
Yeah, he was like, he was the one who was... Diddy was the one who was like, make this happen. Mm-hmm. And if you can't make it happen, I'll work out some stuff with some people to make this happen.
Right.
But you just make sure all the paperwork and everything is good. Make sure that we still have a company.
Right. Exactly. You work the numbers. You
I'm the brain. Like you're the brains. I'm the flash.
Yes, exactly. And they go through just explaining, the childhood. Some of you may have seen some information previously about how Diddy's father was in with some gangsters and how he ended up getting killed.
Yeah, his father was supposedly one of the biggest Harlem, hustlers.
Yes, who may or may not have turned informant.
Yes.
And that may or may not have gotten him killed.
Correct.
And so based on all that, Diddy kind of grew up with this, like his mom always had him in fur coat looking things.
At his funeral, at his father's funeral, he was a small child. Was he an infant or something like that?
He was maybe 2.
Yeah, but he's a toddler.
Yeah, toddler.
And had a full-length chinchilla coat on.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So his mom always put him in the best of the best, from clothes and the hats, the this, the that, like everything.
I feel like
he was a scrawny little kid, so he would constantly get beat up too.
I feel like she coddled him, but she was trying to make him her husband as well.
Yeah, I think that, she was definitely...
She was like, oh, this is my baby, but I got to make him a strong man.
Yeah, I have
like
to
his
make
father.
him a man.
And I don't have a father figure for him, so now I'm trying to... Everything that I want, out of like everything that his father was, I'm going to make him. And it's like, but you didn't do a good job at that, because now look at him.
Yeah. And so what ends up happening is that Andre Harrell is somebody who was in the music industry and like, vice president of like, I don't know, A&R or something like that.
It was just him and Russell Simmons were the two tops.
Yeah, they were top black people when it came to music
hip-hop
and trying to find, hip-hop artists, things of that nature. And so what ended up happening was Diddy just basically like, hey, can I be your intern? This, that, whatever. Like, how can I get in? So,
Diddy was, all he wanted to do was be in the music industry. He didn't care how. He was dancing.
Yep, he was doing a lot of dancing.
He was doing like a lot of dancing. He was always showing up at events because a lot of the events were happening in his area.
Yeah, because Harlem was
either it was like it was Harlem, Brooklyn, something like that. In one of the boroughs he could get to, that he was always in there with it. So he was Heavy D.
Yep, Heavy D.
Heavy D is from
I'll Be Sure.
Yeah, but Heavy D was in Money Count. Was it Money Count?
Money Earning Mount Vernon.
Yes. Yeah. So that was not far from Diddy. So Diddy used to go to his house every day. And be like, I just introduce me to Andre Harrell, and just introduce me to him, and then finally he got to him.
Yep, exactly. And so it's so much that this goes into that I feel like we may take the whole hour. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
sure.
This goes into how he knew about Heavy D, got introduced to Andre, started working with Andre promoting him and getting him to kind of his next level. Then him allegedly trying to maybe take over.
Well, I will tell you this one thing about young Diddy was that he was always pushing to be the best that he could be. So if it's something that he wanted, he did everything that he could in order to get it legally. Yeah. So like they gave him they was like, hey, go pick up a tape from this guy. And it was like 10 blocks away. And they said 2 minutes later, he came back. And he was just like, how'd you do that? He was like, I ran there and I ran back.
Yeah.
10 blocks. So that's 20 blocks that this kid ran in like under 5 minutes. And they was just like, oh, okay, we're going to keep him around. He's going to be good. He's
going to go places because he's got that fire.
He has a determination.
Mm-hmm. And so the other side to that, though, is that his determination went towards other people's women as well.
Oh, yeah.
So when he knew of I'll Be Sure, and I'll Be Sure it was with Kim Porter, and
no, it was actually before that with Heavy D. Not Heavy D. Eric Sermon.
Oh,
with Eric Sermon, he wanted Misa.
Right. Yeah, he did. He wanted
Misa, and then he ended up. Yeah, so he wanted Misa first.
Right.
So and then it was like, that Eric Sermon and her had broken up, and he idolized Eric Sermon. Mm-hmm. So what he does, he go ahead and he tried to get Misa any way they could. He gets her, has a baby with her. That's how he gets Justin. Then Kim Porter was the receptionist,
right,
at
Arista or wherever the record label was that where Andre Harrell worked.
Yeah, and he kept trying to get at her, knowing that she was with I'll Be Sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, but I'll Be Sure said that they had broken up. And then she was just like, oh, I'm with Diddy. And he was like, really? Like, I will just have a bunch of babies and make money then. Because
he's going to go far.
Yeah, he's going to make money and go far. He said, I said that in jest. I didn't mean that she should actually do that. But then they go through that relationship with him and her, the abuse that took place. Everything is with photos. Everything with him and Cassie is with videos.
I don't know where they got a lot of these videos from.
Huh?
Like all these videos, like these are like personal camcorder, like big camcorders you put on your shoulder type videos. It's like
pictures.
How are you getting all of this stuff? So they did a fantastic job of putting this together.
But it is very lit. If anything, in this entire 4-hour docuseries, that they don't have video or audio or pictures to go along with
everything that's going on. Yes, that's true.
So as you're watching it and they're talking about Diddy's relationship with Andre, you might see 20 pictures of him and Andre and them hanging out and them at a party or them doing whatever. If you're seeing them talking about him and Kim and the contentious relationship at times because Cassie was in the picture, then they're showing Kim and Cassie standing right there beside each other. Did he taking pictures with one and then turning around and taking pictures with the other? Yeah. And you're just like, wow.
But then also another gentleman that was on the documentary did say, he was like, but that's what it was when you was in the street. You had your girlfriend at home, but then you had your side chick that you just had fun with. That was your little play toy, basically. Exactly. So Cassie was his play toy.
Yeah, until she wasn't.
Yeah, until she
became the main chick.
And well, no, not even the main chick, until she found the attention of Kid Cudi, but we can get to that when that comes up.
She wasn't the side chick still when he and Kid Cudi, like, I didn't get that she was still the side.
Yeah, but she was the main then. But she wasn't actually, they weren't officially doing anything because he was still, she wasn't able to do anything. She was stuck. She had a 10 album contract at 18 years old. With Diddy, and he was like, all right, as long as you're with me, then we're gonna work on your album. So he would give her like crumbs of stuff, like, okay, go ahead in studio and do this, and then they'll be gone for 3 months.
Right, but it's you ain't.
Then you're gonna do this, So it's like, but then her being so young when she first came into the industry, her mind is already like brainwashed. And was like, this is the only way I'm gonna be able to do it. And she probably felt bad on herself because she left Brian Leslie to go to Diddy because she thought she was going to be able to be this big, huge, successful star. And she ends up just being his sex slave.
Which is crazy in itself of how all that goes, too, and the conversations there. So it's like, all I can say is it goes from, like, about him, his childhood, him stealing other people's women, him getting artists and not paying them what they're worth. Him going, I don't know. It's just so many different aspects to it. Him getting with Cassie, of course, when she was 19 years old, and all the stuff that we've already found out about through the trial in regards to that situation. Yeah. Him being in music videos, him potentially sexually assaulting people who he were.
Him possibly being part of murders of two of the biggest
some people,
people in the music industry.
Right. Him being a person who, like, as I'm looking at this documentary, they talked to, for example, Craig Mack's wife because he was one of the first people signed with Bad Boy Records, as an example, and so she basically was like, I had to go to my dad for money. We never really had anything. Craig Mack and his Flavor in Your Ear. And I don't know. I don't recall any other song really that he had out that was that big and popular. So I don't know how much money he could have, should have, would have, supposed to have made. But just the fact of knowing that when he went to Diddy and said, man, look, I need some money. I need to feed my family. I got to do some things. Diddy pulled out a wad of money and gave him $100.
Yeah.
It was like, basically be gone.
Yeah, but then that was the thing is Diddy's contracts were like contracts back in the day where it's the record label gets all the money.
Yeah.
And, the artist gets nothing.
Right, exactly.
And also that also talks about when he was getting people, when he got Bad Boy and everything situated, he did 75% to his mother. Yeah. 75% of the company was to his mother, and then 25% was to Kurt. Mm-hmm. So that was a whole thing. And then
that wasn't in the documentary, though.
Yeah, that's in the documentary. Kurt talks about that. He was saying that how a lot of the contracts and everything were written up, how he had him write up the contracts was very much, put it all under this and all under that. So, and then that way, everything would be good, but he would not be held accountable for anything.
Because
if anything, his mother would have been held accountable.
Right. And that's crazy.
I don't feel like that's crazy because him and his mother had a tumultuous relationship as well.
Yeah. But, but I guess I'm just saying crazy in regards to the lengths you will go to protect yourself at the detriment of anybody who thinks you might care or love them.
Absolutely. Like the things that the way and the things that he did was just he had the street knowledge as well as he had the hustlers knowledge from him being around that kind of environment growing up.
Right, because even though his dad had passed away, his mom was still in the scene.
Yeah, his mom was still part of it. Yeah, she was still selling drugs
and all of that.
Like they literally said she was still selling drugs because they literally said one of the guys who was growing up with him was like, yeah, she would take us to Harlem and she would be like, y'all sit in the car, and she would go inside for a little bit and then she'd come back outside and we'd go somewhere else, and she would do it over and over again. So we know what kind of thing that was. It's like, dang, you just said that Diddy's mom was selling drugs.
Well, I didn't take
if she
that
wasn't selling drugs, she was selling something else.
Well, I didn't know if she was selling drugs or if she was the person who
picked up the money.
Was picking up money, and they just knew they couldn't mess with her.
Maybe so.
You know what I mean? So it was like, oh yeah, like, and we don't know if she was picking up money and meeting somebody at that house too, who was like the what do you call that when you have the person who's the I can't think of what the word is. I feel like I keep saying but the person who is like your bodyguard when you're going to pick up the money, but they have a name for it. I can't think of it. The muscle. That's what I was going to say. She might have went with somebody who was the muscle.
No, they made it seem like it was just the kids and her.
Right. I was just wondering if it's like, okay, I'll meet you at the next spot kind of thing.
Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that. I don't think there was a muscle thing back then. I think it was just like, I feel like with hustlers back then, they were trying to copy off of the mafia. So then it's like, okay, we have these groups that are the top groups, okay? And these top people can talk to each other and figure out things, but you better not go against this. So therefore, if I have this person who is supposed to be on our side, on our side of Harlem, Brooklyn, Bronx, whatever, and they're supposed to be going around and getting this money, there's no reason that anybody else should step up to them. And if we are the biggest, kingpin that is in this area, you already know as soon as you touch this person, you're gone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, they work like the mafia.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. And so, so after like childhood, it goes into like the 90s or early 90s where he was in college at Howard and throwing parties and doing things like that. And there was one tragic situation that happened with a party. Some people may be aware of that, some won't, but they cover that in the documentary, and how basically, in my opinion, this particular situation and tragedy of him pretty much being responsible for what happened, but getting away with it, like not being held accountable for what happened. I think that opened the door.
What is that
for
called?
him to have the precipice.
Yeah, there you go.
Of
there you
him.
go. Yeah. I was trying to think. I was like, what is that called? Yeah, it's
the precipice of him having a mindset of, I can get away with it.
Yeah, I'm untouchable. I'm untouchable.
And I don't know if he necessarily thought untouchable.
I think he
as
thought
much
it was
as he
untouchable.
thought, I'm one of the smartest people in this room.
No,
and therefore, because he didn't even have the money then to feel like he could be untouchable.
But he had the
that
backing.
came later with the money.
I think that because he had the backing.
But not for the Howard situation. That's what I was saying. I'm back then. I'm like saying
I know, but I'm still thinking that he literally has the backing from the hustlers in the New York area, because that's all that he's been around. So therefore, it's like, oh, I can just call up somebody really quick and be like, yo, this is what happened. Like, what do I need to do? Like, help me out.
Yeah, but did we get anything out of the documentary that any of the hustlers
not in the beginning?
Him?
Not in the beginning, but towards I think it's the second episode, we get all that information. The second and third episode, we get all that information.
But do we get that from, okay, maybe. Yeah.
No,
I
we
got you.
Absolutely do.
No, I mean, I guess
because it's just that now it's different names, because now it's gone from like the 70s type
right,
style
that's
things.
Where I was
now
trying
they have
to figure
actual
out is that with his
names.
money, did that get him the influence more so than his family connections? But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
how
that the
works.
family connections with his money makes it work out, because now it's like The Godfather. Like I do a favor for you, you know, you do a favor for me, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So therefore, oh hey, if you want to go ahead and do this, then I could go ahead and do this for you. You get into all the biggest places, you don't even have to worry about anything else. So I feel like it was an ongoing thing that he's had all of his life.
Yeah, definitely. Something that made him feel arrogant and cocky enough to feel as though whatever I want, I'm going to get no matter what.
Yeah.
It's mine. I'm going to have it. Come at me if you want to. And so then as he opened Bad Boy Records, he had Jodeci on the label, Craig Mack, Mary J. Blige, total. Some other groups that I ain't never even heard of, but they were
I don't know if was Mary J. Blige under Bad Boy? Was she under Uptown? But she was just close with them with Bad Boy.
I don't know.
I couldn't remember that part because it was like
that he was her handler, so to
speak. Because he bought her to Andre Harrell.
Okay. And so not to sign her up on his,
not to be on Bad Boy. Yeah, because Jodeci is not on Bad Boy.
Okay, got it.
So that's Bad Boy is the 112s. These are all the people that he bought in as the president of A&R. These are all the people that he bought in. But then once he went to Bad Boy himself, then he only had a few. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should have stayed where he was, and we had a lot more.
I don't know. It was a lot, and so it goes into so many different aspects of him, his relationship with, starting off with Tupac and how the relationship was there of contention a little bit.
He was a hater. That's what he was. He was a hater.
You know what I think happened with that? Because I had heard Diddy wanted to be in Juice. That he had wanted that particular role that Tupac got in Juice. Mm-hmm. And I think for him, anytime he is slighted, that is drama for him. Like, that is like, wait, they chose somebody over me?
Because he's a spoiled little boy. Huh?
Because somebody else brought up, and I was looking at something on TikTok, but somebody brought up, do you realize how as soon as Jay-Z's money got higher than Diddy's money, you ain't never see them together again?
Oh, I believe that.
You never saw them together again. You never heard anything about the two of them being friends, hanging out, collabing, anything.
But then that also could have been double things. It could have been Jay-Z here. Oh, wait. So people are starting to talk about Diddy like out loud now? No, I got to back up from it. It could have been that as well as...
It could have been.
As well as, nah, bro, I was the one, like, you forget, I was the main producer and everything when you and Biggie was doing songs together. Right. On my record.
Right,
label.
Exactly.
Yeah, now you've surpassed me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it could
go
be
either way. Either way. But from me watching the documentary, it seems as though people were friendly. And if Diddy got involved in it, people were no longer friendly.
That's correct.
People were cool. Diddy gets involved, they no longer cool. People are alive.
Yeah. Diddy gets involved, they are no longer
alive.
Yes.
And so, because I looked at this and I said, Craig Mack died really young.
Yeah.
Heavy D died really young.
Yeah.
Wendy Williams, we don't even know what happened with her.
I know. I'll be sure he was almost on his death. He had a foot and a leg out the door.
Yeah, he might have half the body.
Yeah, out the door.
Had to get transplant, whole 9 yards. And he has said on a previous documentary that he thinks that Diddy was responsible for that. I think a lot of people would look at Diddy and say, that little boy, like that little guy, like, what's he gonna do? Like, he not realizing that with power and money comes opportunity for you to be able to do whatever you want to do. And because of the fact that he seemed like, even though he played in everybody's faces in a way, because he would act like the good guy, the victim. The shooting happened with me and J-Lo. It wasn't me, somebody else. And everybody, in theory, knew Shine was taking the fall for it. Like, everybody, even back then.
Shine knew he was taking the fall.
But I'm saying everybody back then even was like, this is not, it probably isn't Shine's fault.
Yeah.
Like, it probably isn't. Like, Shine was on a news episode saying, like, look, the lawyers aren't even working for me. They're not even trying to support me. They're not even trying to help me. And that was back then. Yeah. So, therefore, it's like people constantly made excuses for him. And the people around him, I don't know if they felt too threatened as to why they they weren't whistleblowers. Because even his secretary, for example, or administrative, whatever she was, she's in the documentary.
Which one?
The one who
Capricorn Clark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And she ended up saying all these things that she had seen and witnessed and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, well, why are you saying this now? Like, you never said anything.
She said exactly why she's saying this now. When towards the end of her all talking about it, she was like, first I could just sweep it under the rug, but now I have to talk about it out loud. Like, It actually happened, so you knew it was happening, but you didn't want to talk about it.
No, because
so
she
therefore
was getting the benefits.
Yeah,
of
so that's what I'm saying. That was all on you.
Then because she was his admin, she was getting the benefits of being his admin. Yep. She had power that came with her being his admin. Because when you're like that, and you at every white party or you're around, then everybody is like, oh, that's Capricorn. Like, that's blah, blah, blah. And therefore, you are at a certain status in your town, your city.
Oh, and the only reason that she even came about was because of something with Suge Knight. With Suge Knight's girl.
Well, no, it was that when he hired her, he didn't know that she knew Suge Knight at all. Because that would have stopped him from hiring her in the first place. But I thought he came and approached her and was like, you know, Suge or whatever. And she was like, well, my girlfriend dates him or dated him.
But that's what I'm saying. It was his side chick that was in Atlanta. Diddy found out about, and that's how he met Capricorn. So I think that he was using her towards that. But then he was telling her, oh, you know, Suge, like, is that going to be a problem? Where the whole time, all Diddy wants to do is take bits and pieces away from the people who challenge him the most.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So you're saying that he was with Suge's ex, and then that's how he...
No. So he found out Suge had an ex that was in Atlanta.
Right.
And he went to Atlanta, and as he was going to, I guess, try to like buy her stuff, win her over, or whatever, he got with Capricorn Clark. So what's the best way to get information about somebody when you're trying to be the biggest?
Oh, I got what you're saying.
You use Capricorn, yes, because that's his girl's best friend.
Right, get information on your enemy.
Yeah, and then the best way to work it out is look stupid and be like, oh wait, do you know him? Is this going to be a problem?
Yeah,
is everything going to be good with this? That's what I'm thinking that was.
Gotcha. Yeah, so, but she definitely, there's Tico, by the way, but she definitely ended up saying some things that to me and potentially to some jury members didn't necessarily bode well to help the case, in regards to Diddy at all. But I'm just, it's kind of frustrating to see so much that it happened when I say him playing in everybody's face, because you literally name the group or your record label Bad Boys. Mm-hmm. So therefore it's like, all right, but he knew the true meaning of him calling it Bad Boy. We're just thinking it's like this cool name, like, oh yeah, girls like Bad Boys, blah, blah, blah. No. But he knew he was just going to be the most ruthless, baddest person.
That's the little boy on there looks like him with the little fat lips.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just knowing I'm going to screw everybody over. I'm going to screw over my artists. I'm not going to treat them right. I'm not going to treat them fair. And then that's why Suge did end up saying, if you don't want somebody in your music video dancing all around and blah, 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 come over here.
I will say this. I believe that people watching this documentary, after they find out some stuff about him and Biggie's relationship, there's going to be a lot of people that were Diddy's fans that are no longer going to be Diddy's fans.
I think, in my opinion, I would say everybody who felt like he was framed, like he should have never gone to jail, like he, Cassie, blah, blah, blah. Well, you were in it and you were did. I think that there are going to be very few. I'm not going to say none, because some people, they just like to be on the other side of an argument. And then there's some people who are going to be like ride or die, like they are with R. Kelly. It's like, it don't matter. Whatever.
It don't matter. The music was great.
And they trying to take down a black man. It's just like, oh my God. Maybe he was taking himself down.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people aren't seeing that.
Doing some horrible things himself.
He is the Black Trump.
He is a person who believes his own lies. I 100% think that if you put him with a lie detector, he would potentially pass it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he is so narcissistic and so wrapped into his own narrative of what happened and what took place. And it's like everything he tried to portray is a lie, and he thinks I just truly think he thought he was the smartest person in the room. He gets an entire tattoo of a god or goddess of the protector of women and children on his back. Because he thinks if people see this, they're going to say, oh my gosh, that's how dedicated he is to women and to, children and blah, blah, blah.
No, it's because he's a bad boy.
That's what I'm saying is that he was trying. It's like you said, Trump. You say one thing as to what the opposite person is doing because you're doing it and you're deflecting.
Exactly.
So therefore it's like, oh, if I put this on my back, people will think this about me. The opposite is true of me. But because I'm doing this, they'll think that it's the actual
Yeah, I could see that, but I also see him putting it on his back because in his head, he is still that little boy and his mother is still his mother. His mother is scared of him and loves him at the same time. So therefore, I feel like that is his protector of him and his mother. So therefore, he is still that little boy. He's still his mother's little boy because he didn't know his father, he doesn't know anything but his mother.
I know that.
Yeah. So I feel like that protection thing is like, I am a horrible POS, but I need this right here is in my head. In my head, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be the protection of me, the children, and my mother being the mothers of that actual.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I see that he probably has it. On top of him being like, yeah, this is what I have on here because I'm the total opposite of it. But they protect me. It's not saying it's protecting you.
I think that he thinks that, I do think that he thought getting that tattoo would protect him.
Yes.
But I think that if he truly believed in the deity, let's say, of that tattoo, that may be the very reason why things are happening to him.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because if that deity
karma,
is the protector of women and children, and you're putting it on you for a falsehood reason, and yet the deity, if he believes in that, is going to make sure that what happens in the dark comes to the light because I'm protecting the women and children that you are doing this, to. So, yeah, because just like how they said at Epstein's different things was going on, there were some women who were underage that were at these Diddy parties and things were going on too. Yeah. So therefore, it's still children.
Somebody, I don't know why I heard somebody say something recently where I want to say it was like a football player or basketball player or something like that when they were just getting into the league and being good, and they went to a Diddy party. And there was some girl or something like that. I don't think they're playing basketball or anything anymore. I think they got in trouble for some stuff.
With Diddy?
Not with Diddy. I think they got in some trouble with some other things, but they didn't get caught for this. But Diddy being like, yeah, man, you had a good night with that girl last night. And be like, yeah, she was cute. He was like, yeah, how you like them 15-year-olds? And he was like, what? But it was Diddy's party, and Diddy set him up with that. So now he has that over top of him.
Right,
so
because these people will take videos and pictures and all this kind of stuff when they know they're doing so much dirt, so that way they can use it as leverage over you. And when they need somebody to go on a stand or lie or say certain things, it's like, oh yeah, this is the person that's going to do it for me because I have this person in my back pocket, basically. Exactly. So. Yeah, but I will say that the other thing I was just going to mention is that they talked about even the shooting of Tupac and how, and these are things that have been in so many shows and so many documentaries. So this isn't anything new for a lot of people, but just in case you're a member of our listening audience and you didn't know, Tupac, when he originally was going to go to, what am I trying to say? When he was originally going to record something and be at the studio with Biggie, he was ambushed. And therefore, he was shot the multiple times that he survived. Yeah. Now, in this documentary, what I picked up on that I had never heard before was Little C's.
Oh, Little C's has talked about that before.
Well, I had never heard it. Oh, but I'm saying that Little C's had said, look, I was going to the elevator. Yeah. Two people told me, back up, go back. And then he said that what happened. So to me, I'm like, ooh, that's a glaring flag that somebody in that theater, somebody in that studio was.
Well, it's the whole building. The whole building. I think the whole building was like it was
like a studio upstairs.
Yeah, it was a studio in like multiple studios inside of a big building.
Right, exactly. And so they, so Tupac at that point had always stated that that's what he thought was happening, is that Diddy and Biggie were setting him up. Yeah. And that's why he came out with the song that he came out with about him and Faith Evans. And then, you have all of this, which I'm starting to not starting. I always wondered if Faith Evans ever felt like I'm the catalyst in addition to it being about Biggie and Tupac and the shooting and all of this.
I never think that she did.
Because you were with both of them. So therefore, and you know that they're like, one's got one beef and he's literally talking about it. Like, it's almost like he slept with me so that he could talk about it. And then, I don't know. I don't think
that she did because I think it all started from that Source Awards. It started from that, and I don't think that she's like. I think her mindset was dudes do this all the time, so I don't see why I can't.
It's possible.
But she might not have ever thought that it got to that, but she was just like, I don't feel like she feels like she is like you said, the catalyst.
Well, and like I said, in addition to not just the sole catalyst, but like, okay, I already knew what happened at the Source Awards. I already knew what happened with him getting shot. I slept with him. I am Biggie's wife.
But then also since it's Tupac. You know what I'm saying? If you like Tupac, I'm saying because Tupac was the biggest rapper and everybody wanted him. So if her and Biggie's marriage already was not working, it didn't matter if he was his rival nemesis or anything or not, because that was Biggie's friend for the longest.
Yeah. They
had like Pac and Big were close until that shooting that happened.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it was that the shooting and everything happened, and Big was the one, because they show this in the movie Notorious. Big was the one who wanted to be like, no, we got to go check on him. We got to make sure he's good and everything. He went to the hospital to go check on him, and it was like, nah. Like he was saying,
he had no clue. Yeah, no clue. Anybody would have even assumed that.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And then that was a whole thing that actually crushed Biggie.
Yeah.
So "Who Shot You" was actually a song that was written before Tupac had even put out the "Take Money." Mm-hmm. That was a whole nother song, and then Diddy was the one that dropped that.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it's like, he gonna talk about your wife. So now this song that you wrote 3 years ago,
we gotta take some kind.
We gotta put this out, and it's like, but this won't even this. And Big didn't want that because Big looked up to Pac because Pac was like a lyrical genius, and he liked the way that. The avenue that Pac was going down, and then Pac looked up to Big because of the fact that he was like, "Yo, you were a lyricist, and we could actually use our words to change the world because we are some of the biggest people." So that's why they were saying Diddy was just jealous over that.
Yeah, he didn't want anybody else to be. It's almost like he wanted to be his artist. Moon shine brightly, or their sun or their stars or whatever. Like, don't have anything outside of what it is that I might not treat you right, and I might not pay you right, and the contract might have.
But that's all. But that's all that he knows. That's all that he knows. Right. He doesn't have friends. They don't say who his best friend was. They don't say anything about his best friend, any of his friends. They said the boy that he lived. He said, "Yeah, we lived all next door to each other in the same building," and like his mom would watch. Yeah, it was like his mom would watch me. Blah 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 blah. But that was it. He didn't have any friends. He was a loner.
He could have had friends. He could have had friends. I mean, I think some of these guys were his friends when he was younger, and he screwed him over, so they weren't friends.
Oh man, like for him to understand what a friend is. You're my friend. But that doesn't mean I'm your friend.
Right.
So he doesn't. So he's when you're a kid. When you're a kid and you have like, this is my best friend. Like this person knows everything about me. I know everything about them. Yeah. He's the person who's like, oh, I know everything about you, but you know nothing about me.
He had no clue what the concept of friendship was. I don't know if he even has a concept of what family is. I don't think so either.
But I think that's all how he was raised. The way he was raised.
And I think that it's like it's that narcissist part of it that I'll sell anybody up the river for me to get what I want. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why wouldn't I? Like, what are you talking
Especially
about?
with his mother letting him and the other boy that she was helping out watch black exploitation movies of pimps and hustlers and the way that they used to smack women around and stuff like that. And then you're seeing that because she's constantly having parties and you're constantly seeing this. So now you think this is the normal, and this is how you think you should live life.
Yep. And so it goes into so many things.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like we're
the
kind of
him
all
and
over the place
you were
'cause
talking
it's
about the
always
him
all
and
over the
Pac
place.
thing, but the
But
him and Pac
him and
thing,
Pac and
was jealousy.
it was
It's jealousy.
jealousy. I'm pretty 1,000% sure that it was jealousy in regards to that. I think that, and I had heard this previously, that the contract with Biggie was starting to come to an end and Biggie was going to have some options. And so therefore he was threatened by the fact that, hey, if I don't have Biggie, what do I have? Kind of scenario. So you got that going on.
Yeah, it's the jealousy of Big because Diddy wanted to be the biggest. He didn't think that his artist should outshine him.
Right. To the point that when Biggie did have an opportunity to have a cover on Rolling Stone,
he told him
he told Kirk, pull it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be him. It's going to be me because I'm releasing my album.
Yeah, exactly.
And so therefore it needs to be me on the cover.
But you happen to release your album after
Biggie
does.
And oh, by the way,
my whole album is about how I miss you and I love you.
And oh, by the way, how is it that he, I mean, it's just so much. I'm trying to figure out like what I should still say.
Just say it because we're barely hitting any of the stuff that is
in the documentary. Yeah, because they go into the police officers who are investigating the death of Biggie and Tupac and all of these things, and Keefe D.
Yeah,
and what Keefe D has stated, which I've seen on another documentary, but this one,
Keefe D was on Vlad TV talking about it like it was nothing, but Keefe D had already said what he needed to say before.
Said things like back then,
while he was in prison. Yeah, while he was in prison,
he was saying, "This is what happened. Yeah. This is what was told. This is what I was offered to be paid. Yeah. This is what." So
and I'm still waiting on my money. Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out how in the world, when they have all these details and all this information, like just next year is when they're going to put Keefe D on trial for the murder of Tupac.
But like the whole issue with that is that this is all hearsay because there's no record of any communication back and forth.
Well, everybody's
there was no money
dead.
exchange. I know, but there was no money exchange, and that's the reason why.
That's the problem, though.
Yeah, but that's the reason why.
Well, when you're trying to clean up everything after you do something, what do? You take out people.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just crazy that this person, it was cancer, and this person, because I like Andre Harrell. Is there something that happened with him? Like, was that natural or whatever? Because a lot of things are around the heart. I'm starting to realize.
Yeah, and have you heard that CIA, when they made their heart attack causer bullet?
Heart attack causer bullet.
Yeah, so it was a bullet that's made out of ice. That has, it was something in it from some animal in it that when it penetrates you, it melts.
Yeah.
But the fluid that's inside of it gets into your bloodstream and makes it look like you have a heart attack. This is what the CIA had come up with, and there's a whole documentary on that if you want to look into that as well.
Makes sense. But you still have the hole of where the bullet went through.
Yeah, it's true. But then you know what? It could be people, he put GHB in baby oil, so how you know he didn't put something in somebody's drink? Because
that's what I was thinking. Or like how they would show on some of these espionage shows, like somebody gets pricked with just a teeny tiny needle that you don't even feel when somebody walks by you, and the next thing you know, you're having a heart issue. Mm-hmm. And so but it goes into so many things about people who are no longer here and opening up a door of whether or not he had some level of involvement with it. Like I was saying earlier, I don't think I finished my thought on that, but I now wonder, like when Wendy Williams was like passing out at her job and all of these things, because she always went after Diddy, always talked about him, talked about his white parties, talked about how he treated Cassie, talked about all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, and I remember this happening because I actually watched, I can't remember if I watched it live or if I watched a YouTube clip
video of her doing it. Yeah, when she had
well, I don't know what you were going to say.
With her and at her studio when she got whatever.
Oh, no, not that. I was saying that she actually had a video of her inviting Diddy to come sit on the couch. And like, I'm squashing the beef, like it's no drama, we got no issues, like everything's good. But I came to find out around that Diddy was starting to hang around her son and invite her son to do certain things and start to like, oh, I'll help you. You want to be an executive? You want to be a producer? Your mom's not helping you with X, Y, and Z. Come on, hang out with me. Do this, do that. So from what I understood, allegedly, is that she was like, I need to make up with this dude. Because if I don't, he's coming after my son. Yeah. And who knows what he will do with my son. So therefore, she invited him. He's there. She's got his shoes on a shoe cam. They're talking the whole 9 yards. And then he brings up her son. And the look on her face when he brings up her son, like she's a professional, so she wasn't going to give too much away. But he did that. And I think he did it intentionally.
Yeah, like the mafia does it.
And just to be like, look, you know, you were inviting me here to kiss the ring because you know what I know. And now I'm going to put this little carrot out there because I'm playing in your face and everybody else's face of saying your son's name or alluding to your son so that way you know that I know that all this is fake.
Yep.
And that you don't really care about me. You're not really trying to make up with me. You just want me to stay away from him.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to figure out from that time until Wendy started going downhill, what did that look like? Because he's not somebody who forgets.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's
therefore,
neither is 50 Cent. And that's why 50 Cent does this the legal way.
Yes.
50 Cent is willing to put out money legally.
Yeah.
If this thing could have cost him $120 million, he still would have put it out.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the fact that, everybody needs to see the true monster.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But Diddy would just be like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go the illegal way and just, I'm going to threaten and blackmail you and your family. And
actually, I'm looking up the Wendy Williams information here. And first and foremost, it says that Wendy accused Diddy for ruining her career and getting her fired in 1998.
Oh, so on the radio station?
When she was with the radio station and everything she did
that
there.
Makes sense.
And then it says, but it seems like the two made amends in 2017. Now, a lot of people say that's the time that some of these rumblings about Diddy were starting to come out. Because they said that's also around the time that him and Jay-Z started separating their ties. Because I haven't seen the two of them in the same place in a minute.
I don't know if he goes to the brunch things, what is it called? The Rock Nation brunch?
Oh, I'm not sure. But they said in 2024 that Wendy Williams also then said, hey, he's just a very dangerous man. So she was taking back, I guess, what she was trying to do. I mean, then he's basically going to be going to prison too. But basically just saying that she said, don't get it twisted. In my opinion, Puffy is a very dangerous man. He may not wear his danger the way someone like Suge Knight would, who's 6'4" and 350 pounds. He wears his danger, but he wears his danger all the same. Suge wears it through fear and intimidation. Puffy hides behind shiny suits and that make him which makes him more dangerous because you don't see it coming.
Correct.
So that's kind of what she was saying. And I'm like, I 1,000% agree. I will say that since he has been in prison, seeing Wendy now as to how she is, she looks so much like her old
vibrant.
Wendy.
She's so vibrant.
She's so much like her old Wendy. And then I think that, I don't know. I just think that he is.
But then also since all of this has happened, hasn't she gotten different like, what is it called? Conservators of her, whatever.
Yep, she has conservators.
But she has different ones.
I don't know if they're different.
Something has changed. Something in her camp has changed now ever since all of this Diddy stuff has happened.
So maybe he was
responsible. And I know this
for the
because of the Breakfast Club.
And so tell us some of the things you've been hearing.
So, all right. So from the Breakfast Club, one, Lauren LaRosa, shout out to her, did a fantastic job of being at the trial and being able to be one of the few people to get all of the information
and share it.
Yeah, because she was actually instead of being like outside like all the rest of the media press and everything was, no, they had a separate room where they had a certain amount of people. I think it was like 14, 15 people that you could sit here in this room and you can hear the trial, but you cannot see the trial. So they sat in a room and like listened to the trial, and every day she was giving the information on the Breakfast Club. Now the Breakfast Club is one of the biggest syndicated radio morning shows I guess in the U.S. because I don't even know how many states they're in, but they got people calling from all over. So, with that, I've heard about some rumors about how 50 Cent got the footage of the beginnings of the documentary, how he's sitting in there and lawyers, all of that, where he had the documentarian who was supposed to be doing the whole thing for Diddy, and how 50 Cent acquired it was that apparently he never paid the people who recorded the footage. So I think 50 found out and went ahead and paid them.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
He was like, you know what? He was gonna pay you how much? I'll double that for you, bro. No problem. Let me get that. Actually, you know what? You don't have to give it to me. Give it to my documentarian who is going to be doing this. Let me touch it. I don't even have to look at it. I don't put my fingerprints on it, nothing like that. Just go ahead and send it right on over. So I think that is one of the ways how 50 Cent got that. But with the Wendy Williams stuff, so Wendy Williams, Charlamagne the God, who is one of the hosts on The Breakfast Club, he actually used to work under Wendy Williams. Mm-hmm. So with him working under Wendy Williams, as she got sick, they talked about her all the time to make sure they got information about her. And then for a while, they didn't talk about her because she could not be reached. Mm-hmm. No one could reach her at all. Now, Lauren LaRosa ended up being able to talk to her sometime probably in the summer. But what it was that she was not able to go and see her. It started off with, yes, you can go ahead and you can do an interview with her. Okay, cool. She gets there and they're like, no, you can't do an interview, but you can call this number and blah, 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 blah. But when she called the number, that number actually went to the conservator, who then gave Wendy the phone. So now she's talking with the conservator there, but she's sitting in the window. So Lauren LaRosa is looking up and seeing Wendy Williams sitting talking to her, but then she also sees that she can't say everything that she wants to say. Mm-hmm. Now, recently, I want to say between, September and now, I've heard Lauren LaRosa talk about how some of the information that they were getting from Wendy has changed. Some of her stuff has changed hands now, and a person before who they were working with is now gone. Okay, and now she has somebody else, and I don't know if that somebody else is actually helping her more in a more positive way. I know that I'm sorry, it's not the conservator. It was, I guess, like her handler, somebody who was like there was this woman with the conservator, but not the conservator.
Okay, gotcha.
So it was another woman who's like, I guess, like her assistant, but then also like a mediator between her and the conservator. Be like, hold on, wait, all right, I know you saying this, but this is what's happening with her. So that middle person was gone.
Okay, gotcha.
So now it's Wendy has somebody else in that position. I think it's somebody in her family who is now in that position, and so
that must be why I can see her out and about a little bit more now.
Yes, because things have now changed. But now it's like, but who was that lady who was in the middle? Was that who is that? Yeah, who was responsible for her?
Mm-hmm. Court appointed.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But that whole thing with Wendy Williams is definitely, I can see that. But yeah, if you want any more information about this, the Breakfast Club does have it all. It is a podcast that you can listen to on like all platforms. It's from the Black Effect podcast stream. So you can definitely catch up with some information on this, because so if Diddy and Jay-Z are the top of rap and producing, the Breakfast Club is the top of radio when it comes to talking to but hip hop and
the
culture itself.
Yeah.
Like they will have somebody on there from like TD Jakes down to, I don't even know, the person who is on the, Food Network, who just got a new show, who's a black person. They have all that information. Yes, everything in between.
Mm-hmm. So it definitely is a documentary. Like it goes into so many details, information, and like I said, there are very few pictures of the actual, like a video of the people. Like the people are talking, they're telling their narrative, they're telling their story, but everything has a photo with it. Yeah. Everything has a video with it.
Even the part when they were talking to, because they talked to 2 jurors. So when they were talking to the jurors, they even had, when the jurors talking and you see them talking, then it goes to the picture that the sketch artist drew inside of the courtroom. So the whole time you have footage of everything, because the last footage that you have of Diddy, of him himself, is when he was, before he had to go to court or whatever.
Yeah, they show him in the lobby too, getting arrested.
Yeah. That right there is the end. Mm-hmm. And then nobody had any footage at all. Mm-hmm. But we get all of the sketch artist stuff.
Well, we'll see the family coming into the courtroom. We'll see the people who went into the courtroom who had to be on the stand, the sketches of those people.
Yeah, I wonder how much TMZ stuff they got too, because TMZ gets all
they be
the
finding out a bunch of stuff too. I'm not sure. And then it kind of goes into the story of a gentleman who still to this day hasn't gotten paid by Diddy either, who was the producer who was helping him with, I guess, a newer or more recent album.
His name is Little Raj, but he kept calling him Little Leroy. Yeah. We don't know why he kept calling him Little Leroy.
No,
nobody said anything. But he had some things that happened with him and things that were going on that like for them to only try to pay him.
Right.
$29,000.
Right. For him being there for 2 years. And that's the thing, like, it's like Diddy knew that he could suck people into his orbit, like, his solar system. Yeah. And so therefore he was like, oh, come do this. Oh, now we're flying over here. Yeah. Now we're doing this. Now we're going over there.
So I'm going to give you all the flashiness.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I might not be paying you.
Yeah. But then it's like, let's talk about a contract. We don't have to talk about a contract, but we in board right now, baby.
Exactly.
Let's do the contract later. 2 years later.
2 years. Yeah.
He's locked up and you still ain't got no money.
And it's like all this stuff is going on and you're just like, how are people not, like, how are they just allowing this to happen to them? But then you're not putting yourself in that situation of, but there's a payday on the end of this. There's a promise on the end of this. There's prestige on the end of this. I'm going to be on a Diddy album. I'm going to be the person.
You are all over my social media. You think I could just been recording you on my phone and saying it was on social media, but you don't even know that.
Exactly.
While I'm putting it out, this is the new hitman for, he doesn't even say, this is the new person who's going to be under like the Ciroc label or Bad Boy or nothing like that. He just says, this is the new hitman.
Yeah.
You can't
What's my name?
Yeah.
Put me out.
And then he says,
so other people will know who I am.
And then you say his name wrong.
And then you say it wrong.
Yeah, you said Lil Leroy. Well, I know his name is Roger, but we call him Lil Leroy around here. Look at his Lil Leroy cute little hat. And I was like, you just playing in this man's face, but he don't even realize it because he doesn't even...
You don't know that that's the Diddy that he is.
Yeah.
And you don't know that, that he doesn't pay his debts, that he isn't going to probably pay you, that every time you ask him about it, he's just going to deflect and deny and make you seem like you're crazy because you want your money.
And also because everybody else who he's worked with before has said, he's good with this and good with that. No, he's just blackmailing these people.
Right, exactly.
Because he has like Epstein like stuff, like when the stuff came out about Aubrey O'Day, who was from Danny Kane. When the stuff came out about her, it was, I wonder if that was stuff that he was holding on for blackmail because he used to record women that he would mess around with and then play it in the 90s at a party because he was trying to be like, a big time drug dealer and a big time like hustler that was out on the street who had all these awesome parties. So he wants that fame and fortune. Yeah. And that's what he does is he doesn't know who he is. He knows who the name is, the Diddy name, the Puff Daddy, the Brother Love.
Brand.
His brand.
His brand, yeah.
That is it. He don't know nothing about himself.
And he has no self-awareness. And even him spending this time in prison, I don't think he has any self-awareness because what do I see? Because he knew this documentary was coming out, a story about how he took money out of his own commissary to have people to fix food and to give all the prisoners a Thanksgiving dinner. That was like a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, and, all the time and effort and things that everybody did to pitch in and help. And I'm just like, you're just trying to change the narrative.
But then, hold on, wait.
A nice
how
story.
do we not know that some of Keefe D's people ain't in the same jail as him?
We don't know who's in there with him.
But then it could be Keefe D people being like, hey, y'all ain't getting fed? Well, I still ain't got my money. So you go ahead and press him and make sure y'all get everything that you need.
I doubt it.
But I mean, it could be a possibility.
Him trying to say no, as they're
trying to say these
negative things
I'm
about
still a
me
good
out
person.
There. I'm the good person. I'm doing all these things because he's not self-aware enough to know that when he comes out, nobody is going to treat him the same way that they treated him. If anything, he's going to need extra security.
Oh, absolutely.
If anything,
Keefe D's coming for his money.
Potentially, I don't know. Keefe D's got his case coming up next year. He's got to get through that.
Yeah, but that's next year. But Diddy's trying to get out immediately. And supposedly, from a source that was told
after this documentary,
something that was said. Well, no, he could still get out because the documentary has nothing to do with the court case or whatever. But one of his kids, I think it was Justin, had said. I think TMZ was talking to Justin, and Justin had said, hey, Pop's coming home. And it was like, oh, so, he's getting a pardon from President Trump. And it was like, hey, look, let me just tell you this. Pop's coming home. He'll be home. Christmas 2025. So, maybe they're working on something we don't know for sure. Or he could just be out of his mind like his father. I don't know.
Could be. I will say, which one is the son with, that's Albie Shores?
Quincy.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's in some of this stuff deep from the documentary. It sounds like
Quincy is?
I think that
Justin, I think was.
You think it's more Justin?
Justin is the one that's says. Justin was the one who was in the bathroom when that producer was talking and said that there was a gunshot that went off. That was Justin. There is no video of Quincy. There's one clip of Quincy and Diddy being together. In this whole documentary.
And you know what? And maybe that's because Albie Shore was in it.
It could be.
And so I was like, keep my son out of it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you're doing, I don't care if he was in the freak offs. I don't care if him and Puffy were in the same rooms together. Yeah. Like, just keep my son out of it. I'll be a part of it.
And that's a whole nother thing when they were talking about Diddy being, like, with girls in the room with his son.
Right.
Bro, I don't understand that, but maybe I just don't understand men. Maybe that's just what it is.
I have no clue. But see, this is what I'm saying. I don't think that he has the concept of love and the concept of genuine care and affection to think that that's any different than any other dude that he would be in a room with.
I guess not.
That's my point, which makes me also wonder what else. You know what I mean? Like, what else? It's just... It's a lot, y'all. That's all.
You gotta watch it because when you see this whole stuff when it comes to Biggie's funeral, you can be livid. Because I literally, so I was putting together an entertainment center, and I literally stopped what I was doing, put my drill down, and got up and just walked away for a second. I had to pause. I paused the TV, and I had to walk away for a second, and come back and be like, I know that's not what they just said, but okay. All right, that is what they just said. That's jacked up. But what I do like about it is what Faith Evans is doing for his mother right now. So that's a whole nother thing. But just
and what I think is going to happen, I think, and this is just my opinion, and we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to end this because we went way over. But I think 50 did this so strategically. And
Absolutely.
Kudos to him that when he gets out, if he can get out, the very next thing he's going to get is arrested for some other stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. And it going right along with Keefe D going into his trial. What is Keefe going to say? That's also going to implement him in a whole lot of stuff. So we may never know Diddy to really see the light of day the same way that he did before, because he's done way, 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 way too much. They didn't even go into Kid Cudi's car blowing up. They didn't go into Albie Shore's illness that Albie Shore's talked about. They didn't go into the basketball part, things with the men being naked. They didn't go into how Jamie Foxx might be sick because of what him. They didn't go into so much. So I think this is what I'll lastly say, and I know you're trying to play the music, but I will say this. I think that if he doesn't sue for slander and defamation of character and libel or whatever it is when you're in video versus talking and
can't.
But I'm saying, if he doesn't, then we know it's all true.
Yeah.
Because if he could, he knows his reputation is on the line on the other side of this. But he also knows there's more dirt out there that 50 might have.
Yeah.
So if you sue, it's like, well, let's bring it all to the table.
Yeah,
and who's going to do that? So.
Yeah. Because 50 is an open book. 50 will tell everything about everybody. 50 talks about how he was talking to Diddy and was like, "Oh, that's your girl? Like, you really like her?" I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, let me show you."
And then he messed with 50's girl.
But then it was like, "Oh yeah, let me go ahead and show you some pictures of this was your girl that you were in love with, right? Okay, yeah." And sends the pictures of the girl that Diddy's supposed to be in love with, and sends it to Diddy, and then Diddy is like, "Oh man, thank you, I appreciate that. What y'all? Where you get these pictures from? Like, where does this come from?" He said, "Don't even worry about it, brother. All right, man, I'll talk to you later, brother love." Yeah, like that, like 50.
But Diddy was with 50's ex too.
Oh yeah, that was Jane Doe.
Yeah, so I mean, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, it's all crazy.
Let me shout out to Dame Dash for saying that 50 Cent wasn't making a documentary. It was all cap when 50 just made one of the biggest documentaries.
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
he wasn't making one?
Dame Dash lies about everything.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, everybody have an amazing week.
Check out this documentary.
It's 4 parts, but it is so worth it, and you probably won't be able to stop yourself. That's
true.
So y'all take care. Have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.